Most people never expect a heart attack to begin with something as simple as a morning habit. But cardiologists have noticed something alarming for years. The morning hours may be one of the most stressful times for the heart. And surprisingly, millions of adults unknowingly make the same mistake almost every morning after waking up, especially adults over 60. Tonight, we're going to talk about the morning habit that may quietly increase strain on the heart, why the body becomes more vulnerable after waking, and the small daily routines cardiologists often recommend to better support heart health as we age. I'm Dr. Richard Prime. Now let's begin. Why the heart is more vulnerable in the morning. Here's something many people don't realize. When the body wakes up, several major changes happen very quickly. Blood pressure starts rising. Stress hormones increase. Heart rate changes, and the cardiovascular system suddenly shifts from deep rest into active function. Doctors have long observed that heart attacks and strokes often occur more frequently during the morning hours. That does not mean mornings are dangerous, but it does mean the heart may already be under more stress shortly after waking. And unfortunately, certain habits may quietly increase that pressure even more. The morning habit many people ignore. Now here's the mistake cardiologists talk about constantly. Many adults wake up dehydrated, and then immediately shock the body with unhealthy morning routines. Some people smoke right after waking. Some drink strong coffee on an empty stomach. Others suddenly rush out of bed too quickly. And many completely ignore hydration altogether. That combination may place unnecessary stress on circulation and blood pressure. Because after 6 to 8 hours without fluids, the body naturally wakes up mildly dehydrated. Blood volume may temporarily decrease. The heart may work harder to circulate blood efficiently. And in adults already dealing with high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, poor sleep, or narrowed arteries, that extra strain matters much more. The dangerous morning combination. And in just a moment, I'm going to explain why one extremely common breakfast habit may quietly worsen heart health over time without people realizing it. But first, there's another issue many adults completely overlook: poor sleep. Cardiologists frequently see adults who wake up exhausted every morning and assume it's simply aging. Meanwhile, untreated sleep apnea may have been stressing the heart all night long. Repeated oxygen drops, higher blood pressure, interrupted sleep cycles, increased cardiovascular strain. Now combine that with dehydration, nicotine, stress hormones, or heavy caffeine first thing in the morning, and the heart may face even more pressure. The breakfast habit that quietly harms the heart. Now let's talk about food. Many people start the morning with highly processed breakfasts filled with sodium, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Processed meats, sugary pastries, fast food breakfasts, large energy drinks, heavy sodium intake. Over time, these habits may contribute to high blood pressure, blood sugar instability, inflammation, and long-term cardiovascular stress. And here's the important part. Heart disease usually develops slowly, quietly, over years of repeated habits. That's why cardiologists focus so heavily on daily routines instead of miracle shortcuts. Because long-term heart health is often shaped by the small things people repeat every single day. Why some people feel fine until they don't. And later in this video, I'm going to explain why many adults feel completely normal shortly before serious heart problems appear. Because one of the most dangerous things about cardiovascular disease is how silently it may progress. No dramatic symptoms, no major warning signs. Sometimes just subtle fatigue, low energy, poor sleep, or shortness of breath people slowly start accepting as normal aging. That's why regular health monitoring becomes much more important after 60. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, sleep quality, physical activity. All of these play major roles in protecting the heart long term. The simple morning routines cardiologists recommend. Now let's talk practically. What habits may actually help support heart health in the morning? Waking up slowly instead of jumping out of bed immediately. Drinking water earlier in the day. Eating balanced breakfasts instead of heavily processed foods. Managing stress levels. Getting regular movement. Improving sleep quality. Limiting smoking and excessive alcohol. And perhaps most importantly, paying attention when the body repeatedly sends warning signs. Chest pressure, dizziness, unusual fatigue, pain spreading into the jaw, arm, neck, or back, shortness of breath. These symptoms should never be ignored, especially after 60. Why heart health changes after 60. One of the biggest misconceptions about aging is that declining health automatically becomes unavoidable. That's not always true. Yes, the body changes with age, but daily habits still matter tremendously. I've personally seen adults improve their energy, blood pressure, sleep quality, circulation, and overall health simply by becoming more consistent with medically grounded lifestyle habits. Not internet gimmicks, not miracle cures, just realistic routines repeated daily over time. And honestly, those are often the habits that make the biggest difference. The real problem most people notice too late. And this may be the most important part of tonight's conversation. The heart rarely struggles because of one single morning. Usually, it's years of repeated stress quietly building in the background. Poor sleep, smoking, high blood pressure, lack of movement, heavy processed foods, stress, ignoring symptoms. And unfortunately, many people only begin paying attention after fear enters the picture. As doctors, we would always rather help someone protect the heart early than treat serious damage later. That's why awareness matters so much. Not panic, not fear, awareness. Because small daily habits quietly shape long-term cardiovascular health more than most people realize. Before we end tonight's conversation, remember this. Heart health is usually shaped by small daily habits repeated over time. And the good news is, even simple changes may help support better circulation, energy, sleep quality, and overall cardiovascular health. Regular movement matters, not extreme workouts. Simple walking, light stretching, or gentle daily activity may already help support the heart and improve blood flow. Nutrition matters too. More vegetables, balanced hydration, less processed food, less excessive sugar and sodium. Small, consistent choices often matter more than strict diets people cannot maintain. Sleep also plays a major role in heart health. If someone constantly wakes up exhausted, snores heavily, or feels tired every morning, those symptoms should never be ignored. Poor sleep may quietly place stress on the cardiovascular system for years. Stress management matters as well. Chronic stress may affect blood pressure, inflammation, sleep quality, and overall heart function. That's why protecting the heart is not only about food or exercise. It's also about giving the body proper recovery and rest. And finally, never ignore warning signs. Shortness of breath, chest pressure, dizziness, extreme fatigue, low energy. These symptoms deserve attention early. Because prevention is always easier than recovery after serious damage has already happened. As doctors, we would always rather help someone protect the heart early than treat a crisis later. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Dr. Richard Prime, and I'll see you in the next video.